Welcome everyone. My name is Tricia LeClair. I am the chair of the Hamilton Music Advisory Team, but also I'm the executive director of the Hamilton Children's Choir on behalf of the City of Hamilton. And the Hamilton Music Advisory Team, welcome to Music Mondays. As Hamilton is the recording location of each of our videos, we've recognized that we are situated upon the traditional territories of the Erie, Neutral, Huron-Wendat, Haudenosaunee, and Mississaugas. The land is covered by the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Belt Covenant, which was the agreement between the Haudenosaunee and the Anishinaabeg to share and care for the resources around the Great Lakes. We further acknowledge that this land is covered by the Between the Lakes Purchase, 1792, between the Crown and the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. Today, the City of Hamilton is home to many Indigenous people from across Turtle Island, and we recognize that we must do more to learn about the rich history of this land so that we can better understand our roles as residents, neighbors, partners, and caretakers. We welcome all of you from across Hamilton to Music Mondays. And now that we're virtual, viewers from beyond the city, we invite you to share where you are watching from and add a comment on this video. This is the third year for the Music Mondays series. And to be within COVID guidelines, we are presenting it to you this year virtually. It's a 5-part series, and all the videos are included in the series have been pre-recorded following the current COVID regulations. As everyone knows, the music industry has been one of the hardest hit sectors during COVID, with venues closing and the inability for music to be performed live. In these difficult days, the Hamilton Music Advisory Team feels responsible to showcase the talents within the music industry here that reside in Hamilton. These are paid opportunities for our musicians, and what makes them special is that they're performed from their own homes. Today's feature will showcase 3 talents, All of Her Sound, Emilio Bonito, and Azuline Duo. You can see or look up their bios online at hamilton.ca Music Mondays. So before we go on to the performances, I'm delighted to share with you our guest, Kim Varian, who is the executive director of the Hamilton Philharmonic Orchestra. Welcome, Kim.
Welcome, Tricia. It's great to see you. Great to be here.
Good to see you as well. So tell us, Kim, about the Hamilton Philharmonic Orchestra and what you've been up to since COVID started.
Yeah, it's been an extraordinary year, hasn't it? Well, as you know, the Hamilton Philharmonic Orchestra is the city's orchestra. We've been here for over 135 years, and we're so proud of our role in the music industry in Hamilton. We have an ensemble of core musicians led by music director Gemma New, and we perform our main stage concerts from First Ontario Concert Hall. We also, in a typical year, would perform about 80 community concerts with community partners and schools across the region. So we have a really vibrant sort of collection of programs that we put forward every season in a typical season. Now this year, of course, it's been so different for all of us. So, definitely one of the things that was so important to us was really to keep going and to keep the music playing. So we decided to go virtual, as others have as well. So we've been trying our hand at digital recordings since last summer, really. We got started in August with some education recordings for our music education program in elementary and secondary schools, and then main stage programs from September through till this winter. We've been very mindful, of course, of the guidelines. So we've kept ourselves quite small. We're doing chamber concerts right now when we gather. And we've been gathering at McMaster campus for now. And we hope to return to the concert hall soon as a larger ensemble together. So that's what we've been up to. We've also been doing some really great live engagements with musicians. That's been a lot of fun. And we've taken this year to sort of reach out to the community and have people get to know our musicians better and to support community with some fun and, energizing music in this time.
Yeah, I think about, the number of people you affect as an organization. And I'm just wondering, how has this really affected your musicians?
This year has been very trying for people, of course, for everyone. It's been a great challenge. Our musicians love to be with their audiences. We feed off they feed off one another. They love to be live. They love to be playing together. So they've been really, really conscientious to be as involved as possible in our community outreach. So they've been, really active in our community programs, performances, interviews, but it has been certainly a trying time, certainly emotionally, well-being wise, and financially too. So keeping them engaged has been a priority for us. And I know they're working on other projects themselves. They've got vibrant careers that they've had for years as professional musicians. And, Hamilton's a really vibrant, has a wonderful music industry and sector. So there's so much they can be doing, so many collaborations they typically would have, and they're also teaching, and we'd typically be at Supercrawl as well. So in this time, pivoting on some of those projects to do online collaborations, still doing some ensemble work, I think, with others too, and a lot of teaching as well. So that's been very good. But certainly it has had an impact, that's for sure.
I know. So as you know, we have 3 new performers going to be highlighted today. And, new works and embracing new works for organizations is important. And what does Hamilton Philharmonic do to attract new works and adopt them or adopt them in their repertoire?
Yeah, that's a great question, and something we really think is so important too. Because if you really think about it, orchestral music is it's an organic art form. It's a living, breathing art form that is in constant change and development, and really having the voices of contemporary composers come forward really brings that new voice, a new perspective to the music that we really welcome. I mean, today's performers, I'm sure, will be a great example of that. And that keeps our art form relevant and vibrant and energized, I think. And we really believe that. So some of the programs we've been evolving over time, over many years, would be our new music series. It started out as the What Next Festival. I don't know if you remember that, Tricia, many years ago. And it has grown into a new music series we run every year called Intimate and Immersive New Music Series. And it specifically features Canadian contemporary composers and their works. And it's been a tremendous success. People love to engage with the music. We do those in concerts and around. So it's a much more engaging, immersive experience for the patron as well. And they get to feel the music in a different way. So we have found that to be an excellent opportunity to feature new music and within our art form. I would also say our Composer Fellowship program. We have a mentorship program for emerging composers just before they're ready to launch their careers as professional composers. We also have work we do with secondary schools and high skills major when we think about education and what we're doing there. So it is such an important component and something that we really think is just a wonderful opportunity for us all.
Yeah, I agree. We all play, it's an important role we all have to play
Absolutely.
in order to make sure that the art form continues to grow, for sure.
Yeah.
So we're both large performing groups.
Yes.
And we're looking ahead, and based on COVID, we need a football stadium basically at this point to perform in.
Yeah.
So what is the Hamilton Philharmonic Orchestra's thinking around how you're going to be able to get back to those live performances?
Yeah, well, we're certainly going to continue digital. We really feel that's been very interesting. I'd love to hear how it's been going for you too, with the children's choir, because we will continue digital concerts, engagements, even when we can come back live. We were hoping to come back live this spring. We'll see what happens, but certainly coming back live is something we'll do gradually. In this time, we're staying small. So thinking of small ensembles when we're allowed to get back together and continuing to record as much as possible. But live streaming, digital engagements, coming back to the concert hall, we know there'll be social distancing guidelines in place. We'll follow all of those guidelines. With the summer weather coming, perhaps we can be outside too. And we'd love to be live whenever possible in the community. So fingers crossed, that's our hope as well. So really, if there's anything we've learned this year, it's about flexibility and adaptability. And that's something that we're getting more comfortable not looking so far into the future. In our art form, we plan so far ahead. And now we're finding that we can certainly be a little more agile in our planning. So that's what we're doing. We're at the moment trying to get a good sense of where we're going from here. But certainly the music will continue. Our musicians are ready. We're engaging with them right now. In this time, for example, we're doing some tiled videos and we're able to do some full orchestra stuff while they're at home. And our musicians are also getting quite tech savvy. So that's great too.
Yes.
We're all learning new skills,
I
think.
or not.
Yes. How about you, Trish? How about you, Tricia? How is it going?
Oh, it's going very well, despite. Parents have become superheroes at home, not only teaching their kids online music, but teaching their kids online school.
Yes.
But what I found, speaking about the, the reach that you have digitally, the last time I looked at one of our holiday virtual performances, we had over 4,500 views of a performance. We would never have had an audience like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yes, the digital world has been forced upon us, but we've learned quite a bit. It's hard to engage kids and keep them engaged virtually.
Yeah.
And as well, it's harder to do choreography and all those things that we are so comfortable doing in a live performance. So it's being creative and trying to figure out how to engage an audience in a way that will be compelling enough that they'll sit in front of their screen for 30 minutes to 45 minutes and hear us. So we've got some really kind of cool and interesting things and integrating with different art forms. And so, I mean, we've been forced to be a little bit more creative. But fortunately, we've got a great group of kids. And hopefully, like you said, we can be together soon within public health guidelines that will allow us. And I think what musicians are feeling is that harmony, that sound. It's not just your individual sound. It's the combined sound that everyone is missing so greatly.
So true.
And that's really the feeling of teamwork, right? It's the feeling of pulling something together.
Definitely.
And bands would be the same thing. Like anyone who plays with, So, I mean, this is that time. But we've learned quite a bit. And we too will maintain some virtual aspects of our programming in different ways. But mostly kids want to be together. So.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Oh, that's good to hear. I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Kim. And I look forward to seeing you in the near future.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Now on to the performances. We have All of Her Sound, Emilio Bonito, and Azuline Duo. Each performance about 7 minutes, and we hope you enjoy it.
Hi, my name is Emilio Bonito. I'm a guitarist from Hamilton, Ontario. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks to the City of Hamilton asking me to perform on Music Mondays. The first song I'm going to perform today is called Daydreamer off of my debut album, The River I Step In. So I'm going to take some time to tune to the next tune here. So my second song I'm going to perform today is called Tiffany Falls. This song is an ode to this great city of Hamilton. Thank you so much for listening. And if you wanted to follow my music, you can listen to it on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, Deezer, and any other streaming services. Cheers.
Hi there, I'm Emma Rush from Azuline Duo with Sara Traficante. We would love to be playing for you together as a duo today, but unfortunately that's not possible. So what we've tried to do is put together a program for you that is in the spirit of what our duo programming normally sounds like. So I'm going to start off with a piece that actually Sara and I sometimes play together. This is such a beautiful melody. It's Evocación by the Argentinian composer José Luis Merlin.
Hello, my name is Sara Traficante, and I am the other half of Azuline Duo. And today I have a solo to play for you by Astor Piazzolla, who is known as the master of the tango. Now this is a solo tango written for flute or violin from a volume of tango etudes that are performed by many different instruments. You can hear them on clarinet, saxophone, cello, and they are loved pieces in our repertoire. This particular tango is a slow movement. It's meditative and beautiful with a singing melody, gorgeous rhythms, and I'm playing for you today in my dining room, but I do hope to see you in the concert hall again soon. So here we are with Solo Tango number 4 by Astor Piazzolla.
Oh, those piazzolla pieces are so beautiful, and how nice it is to hear the sound of the solo flute. I'm going to close out our program with one more piece from Argentina. This is Carnavalito by Jose Luis Merlin. But just before I do it, I would love to, just on behalf of Sara and myself, thank you very much for tuning in and having a listen today. And of course, thanks to the city for keeping Music Mondays going and giving us all the chance to enjoy some music this spring. So here is Carnavalito.
Hi there. My name is Oliver Sound. I'm a composer based here in Hamilton, and also I do a lot more art as well. So today I'm gonna be in this video playing a piece. It's just improvised. It's on the keyboard with some really cool effects. It's gonna be really awesome, and you're really gonna enjoy it. I hope you do. So a little bit about me and my releases actually. I released two pieces last year, 2020 during March. One was called As the Seasons Change, and another one was entitled As the World Sits. And then in November, later that year, I released another piece called Innocence Lost. You can find all those online. You can also follow me on Instagram as well. If you want to keep updated with everything I do, you can just be there, okay? Yeah, so yeah, I hope you enjoy this. I also want to let you know I always release music, so like I mentioned, you can find me there and in places. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed this piece, and thank you for watching. Take care.
A special thank you to Oliver Sound, Emilio Bonito, and as well Emma Rush and Sara Traficante performing as Azuline Duo for your great performances today. So if you've loved what you've heard, we encourage you to follow these musicians on their social media and buy their music. Thank you to Kim again from the Hamilton Philharmonic Orchestra for joining us for a lovely conversation about what they're up to these days. And join us on next Monday at our Facebook page at Hamilton Aunt Music, or from the City of Hamilton's YouTube page to enjoy the performances of Boxcar Ben, Los Chucos, and the Berettas. You can find more information about Music Mondays online on the Music Mondays page at www.hamilton.ca, or follow City of Music social media. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.